And hello, everybody. Welcome to FSP. This is Fun Speculation Podcast, episode number 112. And yeah, we got kind of a full panel right here on FSP, which is cool because it's like strange on XUP last week on Friday. Like, we didn't have any of the regular panel members at all. So it was like,
Yeah, I watched that
it was
episode.
like,
I was
it
like,
was
oh,
just.
it's
It was great. I enjoyed hanging out with Brandon and Calorie, and we had a great time. But it was just kind of like weird. I think it was the first time since like first 17 episodes I didn't have like one of the Fun Spec family on a episode of XUP.
Did you miss us?
I mean, a little bit. Like but
it's crazy how the family grew to like 15 people and now no one shows up.
Dude, I mean, we've been doing this so long, it kind of like always anticipate, like, I mean, we all got shit to do. And this is for fun, like as a hobby and stuff like that. So
3 years.
I'm amazed. Something. I mean, be honest with you, like for the amount of shows you see where you have like larger panels and you see how much the panels change over the years for everybody, like on a lot of the bigger shows, you have like these people come and go, and it's like kind of like a revolving panel over time. Like ours has been crazily like consistent, like of the same family for like a long time. We've had like, of course, some people come and go or whatever, but for the most part, like for years now, we've been like the same group of people and stuff. So it's been amazing. That's why we consider ourselves family, though, right? Like. Just a little bit different here, man. But yeah, I missed you guys Friday, but glad to see we're here today. And not only do we have Fuzzy and 3-Bit, two of the regular panelists for FSP here, we have the return of another one again this week. Jasper is gracing us from space with his presence. What's up, Jasper? How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. You know, like I said last time I was on, I was growing and learning. I went outside. That was fun.
You saw the beach. You saw water.
Yeah, that was fun. Saw the Pacific Ocean. That was fun. And I had 2 finals today, passed those. So, you know, it's going good.
What's your next step? Like, where do you go next?
So I have like this week and next week to finish out for just a few more tests. And then I have a week break. And then I have like another 7 weeks of stuff I can't talk about.
Oh, awesome. That's the fun stuff. Yeah. Maybe you can fill us in later when you learn all the government secrets. In 50 years, when everything is unredacted, we'll have Jasper on and he can fill us in on everything that he did.
Aliens.
Sound good? Yeah. How you doing, Fuzz? What's up, man?
Oh, doing great. Sorry I couldn't be there at Xbox Ultimate. Wife took me to one of those horror cons again.
That's expected, man. You're like at a horror show like every weekend now. I mean, it's pretty awesome to see, though.
Yeah, but miss being here with you guys. This week has been nothing but news, and it's only Monday, so this is already starting off as a great step in this week. But glad to be here with you guys. So much to talk about between Tango and COD and everything else, Bungie even, but let's do this. Glad we have Jasper here tonight as well.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna be hopping on your wife's podcast, Ferocious Fees podcast, the horror podcast, on Friday. You gave me homework of a movie to watch, which I'd never heard of before. So
is that your first episode?
No, they've done a few.
Like it's like it'll be our 6th episode at this point.
How long have you been doing this?
Just for a little over a month.
Okay.
2 episodes were kind of just us preparing before we went to an event, but for the most part, we've done slashers, we've done what do you call it? Like phenomenon, like not
paranormal,
but like paranormal, yeah. And then we did.
I thought it was like a thing y'all been doing for like 2 years, and I just never known. I was like, Jesus.
No, just a little over a month.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been in the Twilight Zone, Jasper.
Yeah.
We got 3-Bit. What's up, 3-Bit? How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. So I've been up to I played Dungeons of Hinterberg, Me and Izzy actually played it, and we recorded it. So that will probably be on PXE sometime. I gotta figure out how I want to structure it. But that was really fun. We've been rewatching Game of Thrones. So that's been nice. And on top of that, a lot of work stuff. A lot of work stuff. But for the most part, it's been a good week. It's been a good busy week. I has it been 3 years since we started, or is it longer?
It's been since this channel started. It's been a little over 4 years now.
But when
It's
we
just
started this show, because
crazy.
Xbox Ultimate was first,
Yeah, and then we're about to hit
and
episode
then
200 on that, which will be in like a month, I think. Um,
it was that. I guess that was.
that was the first show.
I
You
think that was
you were one
years
of our
ago.
first guests, and that was like episode like 17 or something, and then you just like started coming on every show.
Yeah.
So that was like
I thought you asked me, but I
no,
think when we
I
when we look back, I asked you, which is crazy.
yeah, the three of it's like, hey, can I come on your show? I was like, yeah, sure, man. No, we had done
Yeah.
but me and you met because we did Mads Gaming's podcast as panelists
Yes.
on his show that he had and we met, and then we like hit up in the DMs and stuff from there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that
Yeah.
was so
And
long ago. Yeah,
I did see Kate in the comments. She said any Auto Trader set. Yeah, I did sneak Kate in an Auto Trader commercial. So you'll see it randomly probably pop up. Yeah.
yeah. I can't wait to see. She's excited about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
it's gonna
gonna
be
she's
cool.
gonna tell everybody that she's famous.
Depends on what 3-bet has are doing.
Well, yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
we
true,
gotta watch
true.
out for that.
Yeah.
But
I
hey,
won't spoil that part, but it's been good.
what's up, Psycho? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Sorry I ran a little late. Work had me doing some stuff, getting ready for Madden,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, we playing some Madden?
no, well we're doing like a Thursday early release for Madden at
Okay.
the GameStops here. So calling people up, letting them know the reserves, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You know, the fun stuff. But yeah, great to be here. I've been, God, what have I been? I've been playing Nino Kuni 2. I bet anyone play the Vision of Mana beta, or not beta, demo?
I didn't try
came
it, but I heard good things.
Fantastic. You can control any of the protagonists in the game, so you're not stuck to just one character. So you can choose the other two characters that are in the demo. Really great skills. You know, as you level up, you learn more skills to use and stuff like that. Really fun. Definitely get. It's an action RPG. You know, it's not your
Yeah.
typical turn-based, but I had fun with it. I liked it a lot. Can't wait. And then if you pre-order at GameStop, you get a Steelbook for the physical players out there. So
Nice.
the Steelbook is kind of nice. So
yeah, some of the like Japanese games still actually come with like books and stuff, and then when you buy it physical and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see that stuff for physical still exist, even though I don't care and I'm just going to buy digitally anyway.
yeah. Well, like Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Shadow. I pre-ordered the statue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. When I saw that, because it's both characters, I was like,
yeah,
bro, that looks badass. So I dropped some money on that. And
there was new gameplay of that shown today, like with the like parkour from the female protagonist. I forget her name, but yeah, she was like jumping on the roofs and stuff like that. It just looked crazy fluid, man. Like a lot of fun.
Yeah. It looks like they really did a great job on this one. You know, not too many people liked Mirage, which is understandable. It's a shorter experience. Valhalla, I think, was too massive, and this was, I think this is what people have been wanting, and won't mind sinking in, you know, a lot of hours. 'Cause no one really wanted to play the Viking Simulator so much.
I still think it's funny the sentiment on Mirage about like, oh, it's a shorter experience and like we're gonna, grade it differently but like if you compare it to like the older Assassin's Creeds, it's like the same. And it's what a lot of people were asking for a long time. It's like, hey, we want some of the traditional Assassin's Creeds to come back. They did with Mirage, and I think it's a great game. It plays just like those. It feels more production value, like great graphics and all this stuff. And it feels like a full experience of a regular traditional Assassin's Creed game. It's just not like a Valhalla or Origins or Odyssey type experience, right? So then everybody's like, oh, this is a lesser thing now, and they only charged $50 for it. But for some reason, people kind of like were like, oh, this is just whatever.
All over it.
Yeah, but like I think it's like pretty great. I haven't finished it yet, but like it's because it's a big game. I think it's over 20 hours probably to complete, which is still a good size,
If you're IGN, it only took them, 8 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or if you're like a Jasper. I don't know if Jasper played. Did you play it, Jasper?
I tried the Assassin's Creed Mirage when it came out, and I played like 20, 25 minutes of it. I just couldn't get into it. Like the start of it, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, fair enough. I like it but it is what it is. But yeah, guys, we got speaking of Madden, also Psycho. Shout out to Brandon Martin, who was crazy generous and actually gifted the Madden 25 because I've been really excited for it and been tweeting about it and stuff. And he just absolutely surprised me with the copy. The community like ceases to amaze me sometimes, like with just generosity here. I think somebody like Pong put it out there. BT Maverick had gifted him a game last week. That Nobody Wants to Die game and stuff too. Sometimes the community is just like absolutely insane and generous and super appreciate it, Brandon. And I'm gonna be playing the shit out of Madden because I've been like sometimes I get in. This year I'm really into this game. This year I'm really into that. Some years I'll be more into like NBA or like hockey or whatever. But I got the football itch in me. Last year was baseball. This year I got back into football big time. So I'm gonna be playing the shit out of Madden this year. And it seems like this is gonna be hopefully one of the better Maddens in a long time. So
yeah, they said they added some new features like the boom sense and the field sense.
Yeah,
they say that every year though. I'm wondering. I want to see the comparison between college football and Madden to see like how different it is.
Yeah, I can already probably tell you just from my past experience with college football and Madden. College football's movement probably feels a little bit more fluid, but like Madden's like more of like decisions and play calling and all that stuff is more important because you can't get out of like bad situations. You really have to know the game more. Whereas like college football is more about like how you move a lot.
Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on it. But anyway, Ben, I'm excited. I'm excited to get through I need to get through the final season of Bardew's college career so I can continue it into the pros.
There you go.
Thank you.
But yeah, man, this was a crazy news day yesterday, like out of nowhere. It was just kind of like, hey, it's a normal Sunday, whatever. Then all of a sudden, Tango Gameworks is no longer shutting down. They are being sold from Microsoft to Krafton, of all people, along with the Hi-Fi Rush IP. To save the studio. And this is like months after the announcement of the closure, so I thought they were just gone at this point. Turns out they've been in some kind of limbo mode or something like that. Maybe what I'm assuming is Microsoft informed them that they were looking for somebody or something and kind of put them in this limbo status or something like that. And then they announced that they found a partner for them. And I don't really know everything that's involved with this deal, but seems like Krafton is excited to welcome Tango Gameworks. This is going to be one of the premier developers there at Krafton. I mean, they're known for PUBG. They have a lot of mobile stuff, and they do different things like that. But also getting Hi-Fi Rush, It's
It's
actually
huge.
seems like for them, it's like one of their biggest IP now because they don't have a
Do
lot of
they?
IP. They have like PUBG and
But
they have a bunch of mobile stuff, right? So
Yeah.
did they keep the Hi-Fi Rush IP?
No,
that's going. They kept
that's leaving.
Microsoft kept Evil Within and
Yeah,
Ghostwire Tokyo, which I don't
okay.
know what they're gonna do with that because they don't have developers for it. But like, I found it strange that they're keeping those, but maybe the value of the IP that's what Krafton was interested in, right? So, I think there's more potential for the future with Hi-Fi Rush now. You know, obviously, that they Krafton saw value in bringing Tango over there and are gonna do something with it. Um,
Yeah, it looks
so
like it.
yeah, it's I was like shocked though. Like I'm super happy for Tango Gameworks.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
but yeah, this is just kind of came out of the blue. Like, hey, the studio that was closed is no longer closed, and they have a studio or a new home. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's great news for them, really. A studio that you thought that was no longer around, that it was about to be, shuttered, and then all of a sudden, out of the smoke, and here comes Krafton to acquire them and be able to get one of the most popular games in 2023 and work out a deal and save a lot of jobs. There are a lot of talented people within Tango Gameworks, and now this happened, we can definitely expect either a sequel of Hi-Fi Rush or something that has something else planned, because that they had something else working in the background or an idea, but you know how Microsoft right now, they had to let go people, whatever bullshit. But this is great news for them. This is great news for the industry, for anyone that thought that all these people losing their jobs, and that was not the case, and it's just really good to see, and um, kind of big on Microsoft to let that IP go, to be like, what, let's we feel bad for what we did, but here's the IP that people loved, and let's see what you can make in the future with it. Maybe they'll work on the next Tango, as they just license out the IP from Microsoft, whatever the case could be. Who knows?
yeah, I think probably Hi-Fi Rush sequel is what's gonna happen next. I would
Could very well.
assume.
Yeah.
It 3-bit. How surprised were you about that news? Like it's pretty crazy out of the blue, right?
Yeah, I mean, how often do you hear like a studio shut down and then them actually give their rights away? Like that's very rare. I think that was just the biggest surprise for me coming out of it. Like we've seen so many studios shut down over the past few years, and then those IPs can kind of sometimes go in limbo, or maybe they'll bid before they shut down, or something like that. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool of Microsoft to you know, let Hi-Fi Rush live in another way. If they don't find that it's worth it to do it within the studios that they have currently, and it's cool that they let someone else do it. That a lot of people loved Hi-Fi Rush. They loved the teams that were doing it, and they thought it was unique. I thought it was a very unique game and unique IP, and that team is just super talented. So it was a really big shame when uh when that team was basically shut down. But now they have another opportunity to make this a franchise. Like that was the
Yeah.
biggest thing for me when Hi-Fi Rush first came out. I'm like, dang, this is cool. This could be like multiple games, kind of like I think about it in the I guess the terms of like a Bayonetta or something, where you can have like Hi-Fi Rush 1, 2, 3, and make something out of the IP. Xbox has so many like IP at this point. They have so much, and you could start to put that within. I always say the Smash Brothers, right? You could have people from like Hi-Fi Rush, Battle Senua, and all that different stuff. start to celebrate your IP. But if you can't, then let someone who cares about the game or who cares about the IP, let them carry it forward, and that's what they did here. So I'm ecstatic because I wanted to see more of Hi-Fi Rush and see that grow a little bit. So yeah, I think it's dope.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're gonna like with all the mobile stuff they have, try and reach the franchise out into mobile a little bit as well. Like, I could imagine some kind of like music rhythm type things that they could try and do
That was
in that
my
regard.
first thought was when Krafton bought it. I was like, you're going to see a mobile version of either Hi-Fi Rush or like a smaller sequel within like a year or two, and then you may get your Hi-Fi Rush 2 with like in 3 years.
What
Yeah.
is this rights like? What happened
Well,
exactly?
I
Like I
have
know something with Game Pass or something.
I
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
the article from Windows Central because the first person I saw to report on this was Jez. I don't know if they were the first person or not, but this is the first one I saw. But I'll just kind of go through what he said. Former Xbox studio Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush have been acquired by PUBG's Krafton Inc., saving it from closure. Krafton is picking up former Xbox team Tango Gameworks as well as Hi-Fi Rush, revealed today. And what you need to know. A few months ago, Microsoft announced plans to close Xbox Studio Tango Gameworks. Its only Japanese-based team as part of a round of cost-cutting measures. Tango Gameworks was known for titles like Ghostwire Tokyo and The Evil Within, as well as recent breakout hit Hi-Fi Rush. Krafton Inc. publishes mega franchise Battle Royale PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and has been expanding to other regions and exploring new game franchises as of late. Krafton announced today that it has acquired Tango Gameworks as well as the Hi-Fi Rush IP, saving the team from closure. Krafton says it intends to support Tango in the further development of the Hi-Fi Rush IP. Tango Gameworks will live on as Microsoft has reached an agreement with publisher Krafton to maintain the studio. Krafton Inc., known for games like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, is fully acquired Tango Gameworks for Xbox as well as the rights to a recent action hit Hi-Fi Rush. Microsoft announced that it would close Tango Gameworks earlier this year as part of a round of layoffs that saw a few other Xbox game studios closed. Tango was known for games like the aforementioned high-octane rhythm brawler Hi-Fi Rush, as well as survival horror franchise The Evil Within. Tango was initially established in 2010 by Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame, with the studio coming across to Microsoft as part of the ZeniMax acquisition. Krafton Inc. shared a press release detailing its plans for Tango Gameworks, as well as the future of the Hi-Fi Rush franchise. Krafton Inc. today welcomed the talented people of Tango Gameworks to their team, making an exciting moment in the company's global expansion and its first significant investment in the Japanese video game market. The strategic move will include the rights to Tango Gameworks' acclaimed IP Hi-Fi Rush. As part of the strategic agreement, Krafton intends to collaborate with Xbox and ZeniMax to ensure a smooth transition and maintain continuity at Tango Gameworks, allowing the talented team to continue developing the Hi-Fi Rush IP and explore future projects. Krafton intends to support the Tango Gameworks team to continue its commitment to innovation and delivering fresh and exciting experiences for fans. The fact Hi-Fi Rush is heading across also heavily suggests that a sequel will most likely emerge from the partnership. However, franchises like Ghostwire Tokyo and The Evil Within will remain with Microsoft, at least for now. Both Krafton and Microsoft emphasize that there will be no impact on the existing catalog of games, which will remain available on Xbox Game Pass and other storefronts they're presently on. In a statement to Windows Central, a Microsoft spokesperson shared the following: "We're working with Krafton to enable the team at Tango Gameworks to continue to build games together, and we look forward to playing their next great game. There will be no impact to the existing catalog of Tango games." So, yeah.
I'm kind of wondering like how many people from Tango is still there, because like if you're up in the air for like 2 or 3 months of limbo, like you're probably looking for another job at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
I would think, but like what I'm assuming is they knew something had to have been in the works, or they're working.
I mean,
on
but still, like,
right?
Are you like?
Are you going to sit
That's
around and
such a
wait for? Yeah,
that's such a gamble.
Yeah.
It's like what
Um,
if the deal falls through? You know, like
John
unless-
Johannes is still there, so that's the most important thing I think for them at this point, right? Like the creative visionary behind Hi-Fi Rush.
They could have talked about this prior to announcing they're closing down the studio, that hey, we might shop you out, and and then be on looking for somebody at the same time, and then found this, or closed down, but we're keeping the door open and putting the feelers out quietly, and then this happened, and then finally went through, because it takes a little bit before able to acquire a studio. So.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this isn't like a win for Microsoft still, but it's a win for Tango, right?
Correct,
Like,
and that's what matters.
Exactly. Like, Tango Gameworks is still around, and
Correct.
regardless of like which of their games was your favorite, or how much of their games you played, or what the fact that they're a talented studio that's made critically acclaimed games and has had numerous franchises that they've shown real creative freedom of, and they've been able to make original IP time and time again. Having a studio like that still around that can see potential future success is a positive thing for gaming in general, right? So I celebrate the fact that they're still around, and hopefully Krafton will do right by them and allow them to continue working on Hi-Fi Rush, like they said, and see what they can do with that IP, and also see what else they can make in the future. Because the one thing that I liked about Tango was that they weren't like a one-trick studio, right? Like, they had established themselves like with Evil Within, then they had Evil Within 2, but then out of left field, here came Ghostwire Tokyo, and I was like, oh, that's different. I've never seen a game like that really before. And then out of nowhere is Hi-Fi Rush. Like, this studio is making this kind of game, right? So you see like this originality come from them, and every game that they made was pretty polished and a well-made experience, right? So this is, I think, going to be ultimately just a good thing. So I don't know like what happens with their future games if they end up making deals for Game Pass and Xbox and all that kind of stuff, but just the fact that they still exist is a good thing in my book. Fuzzy, how much did this take you by surprise? Like, were you like, what? Like, Tango is still here?
It definitely took me by surprise, but I'm glad to hear that it's happening. I think one of the big things, just like when Microsoft looked at certain studios to acquire, I think Krafton may have heard or saw some of the behind the scenes stuff for that rumored anime RPG that Tango was to work on, kind of after Hi-Fi Rush, before Hi-Fi Rush 2. So I wonder if they since that wasn't a named IP, I wonder if they're now free to make that under Krafton at this point. Plus, there's that opportunity, much like with Toys for Bob, that they can always work with Microsoft to do a collaboration for Evil Within 3 or Ghostwire Tokyo 2.
Yeah.
With Microsoft holding on to those IPs for now, that seems like that's something that's in the cards as well. And much like you guys said earlier, as far as like a mobile version of Hi-Fi Rush, that's probably a given. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a launch on the Switch 2 as well. And then from there, probably they will do some of the things that we were hoping that Microsoft would do with that whole IP, where it's either going to have an anime spinoff or, possibly plush toys or some sort of, collectibles and things. So I think Krafton has something that they can, make money or monetize in many different ways, much like they've done with PUBG.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing in the long term? We'll see for sure. But I think this definitely is the best outcome, as opposed to just closing down the studio, because I really hoped that Microsoft would be able to hold on to John Johannes as far as his talent, even if it's build a studio around him, a couple of years down the road kind of thing. Whatever it took to like retain him would have been worthwhile. But if a majority of those that were left at Tango now continuing on, and to Jasper's point, as far as like when you're in limbo to some extent, a lot of people are probably submitting resumes all around. But
Yeah, I would be
think,
gone. So
yeah, I think at this point, something like this may have been like emergency, meeting situated like shortly before the announcement of the closure. So there may have been things working in the background, and now we're just finally hearing about it, where it's pretty much signed, sealed, and done. So hopefully some of those employees were, privy to that information as well while all of this was going on, because you didn't quite see or hear about a flight risk for the Toys for Bob team. They kind of knew once the building was closed, and I'm sorry about my cat in the background talking,
I heard that.
but
But see,
but
what's
as
weird
far
is like I feel like it would have leaked earlier if there was like still a chance of them being shopping, because everyone was coming out of the Tango, like all the people working there was like, oh, we're so pissed off or whatever, because like they just like got a like even Johannes was like on vacation. He's like, yeah, I just woke up and got a phone call like I don't have a job anymore. Like I feel like that would have been.
Maybe the fallout from it is what kind of caused this.
See,
a
I
little
don't know.
bit.
This may just be like tinfoil hattery, but I'm wondering if Microsoft is like, we don't want to pay 6 months or a year of severance for 100 people. We can sell the studio for $100,000 and we won't have to pay $1 million over the course of a year.
right.
I mean, they want to make money, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Maybe it was cheaper to sell it off as opposed to just shutting it down, and because they didn't give all the IP, right? If they really wanted to, I don't know, just maintain control and all that. They gave away one IP and they still kept Evil Within. So at the end of the day, they still want to make money.
Yeah,
so
regardless of how it came about, it's ultimately good news for Tango. But I am curious, like, because they wouldn't be interested in them if there was nobody left there at the studio, right? Like there has to be at least some semblance of talent still there to make the games, plus IP. Like I said, the most important thing also is John Johannes, which he had let out a statement saying like we're back or something like that. Like, so there's excitement there. Maybe like he could have been like, hey, there's things in the works, like just hold fast to like his core team, and obviously these people are gonna get nervous and want to look for work if they don't have some kind of confidence in it. So there must have been some semblance of confidence that something was going to get done or happen behind the scenes without it leaking out too much, right? And I don't know if that would have been something that was discussed at the time, of the announcement. It would happen after the announcement. It happened weeks after the announcement, or what? But ultimately, now we have this scenario where Krafton somehow now owns Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush, which is interesting. I am curious if part of this deal had some kind of like future publishing or like not publishing, but like, hey, you have to release your games on Xbox, or like they have to come to do Game Pass deals or something to fund the next project or something like that. There's always a possibility there as well.
Yeah, like from what I've been hearing and kind of what you were reading, Mav, was there seems to be some Game Pass deal. So whatever they come up with Hi-Fi Rush, like it almost has to be in Game Pass unless I read that wrong. And then I do wonder, like past that, what association Hi-Fi Rush has to have with Microsoft going forward, or
well, I think
just...
only for the existing games they have to, unless there was this was a part of the deal for the IP.
That's why I don't know.
It's tough.
Well,
to
I
say.
mean, Microsoft and Krafton have been pretty close because
yeah, they have.
PUBG was first on Xbox consoles, and Callisto Protocol became the Game Pass. So I mean, they have deals. So
yeah,
good point.
It's true. And this is probably, I think if I'm Krafton, you obviously have PUBG, which is still popular and stuff, but this might be like your next franchise that actually has some semblance of a name. Because I can't think of another one that really, I mean, they did publish Callisto Protocol. I see y'all mention that in the chat, but nobody's expecting a Callisto Protocol 2, right? And they had... No, it didn't do well at all. They have like, I think they published Subnautica. They might have done Subnautica. I'm not sure, but like overall, I think Hi-Fi Rush might be their like second most high profile franchise for the publisher. Which is pretty crazy to say for them. They've been around for a while now. But yeah, overall, I think good news that came out yesterday. Xbox Gamer asks, is Hi-Fi Rush being pulled off of Game Pass now? According to the article from Jez and the statements from Microsoft and everything, that there's no change to the existing catalog of games and Game Pass and stuff like that. So I expect Hi-Fi Rush to remain in Game Pass, as well as any of the other franchises that Tango Gameworks has worked on as well. So we'll just see. I think what it means more in the question mark is whatever Tango does in the future. Now is up in the air. It'd be crazy though. Like, okay, let's say Krafton has Hi-Fi Rush IP, right? Tango has the IP. What if like PlayStation did like a deal for an exclusive Hi-Fi Rush 2? Would that be like
they did help out for Callisto,
right? Like just kind of whenever you sell your IP and all that kind of stuff, you never know what's going to happen, right? If Insomniac made a Sunset, if Insomniac made a Sunset Overdrive 2, it would be a Sony game, right? So Krafton like could deal with anybody, right? It could be a Nintendo game in the future.
But also PlayStation is doing the thing where they go more multi-platform now too, and I think Hi-Fi Rush would be that game where it goes everywhere.
Well, the thing with just on oh my god, you just said the game PlayStation.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive. I think they own the IP, but I think Microsoft still owns the publishing rights
for the first game.
For the first game.
Yeah, but they don't own any publishing rights for the future games.
So. Correct. But for the first game, they have to either let them have some, let them either do a.
They could re-release
put it on Xbox type deal, but
they could re-release it if they wanted to, right?
Well, I think if they did something, they'd be a Sunset Overdrive 2, like because they would have full control over it.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do anything else? You know what I mean? But I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush 2 will be interesting to see. Like, is it Xbox? Is it Game Pass?
Unless they had some kind of clause with Krafton that where whatever game comes out of Tango can't be like exclusive to another like competitor.
Yeah, that's interesting thing.
That's a crazy deal because like Microsoft pretty much dictating the way Krafton makes games at that point. There's no way that's in the contract.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's just one thing. Like you can make it multi-plat. They don't give a shit. But Sony can't money had it. That's all.
I would think
could be fine.
If anything, it would be if there's any stipulations, it would be only
on
for Hi-Fi Rush, right? Like IP,
correct?
And I still don't know what they would do or could be really like what they would stick to. And even if they did, then Krafton and Tango could just decide to make something else, But like this, according to the articles, they're going to invest in this IP, so. I'm excited to see what happens with it. I didn't finish Hi-Fi Rush 2. I mean, the original. Sorry, Hi-Fi Rush.
What?
No, I didn't. Yeah,
I
don't finish.
You need to go finish it.
I know.
Really
it's a good game. I don't finish a lot of games, right? But like, I see it's a quality game.
I don't either, but I definitely made sure to try to finish that one up because that was really good.
Yeah, it's a solid game. I'm excited to see what they could do with it though in the future. It's one that I've always like saying I need to go back and play. There's like 50 games. I say that too in my head all the time, and I don't do it.
It's a crazy year too.
Yeah, so much to play, man. Which, speaking of things to play, there was a new deep dive, for Stalker 2 today.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but
it was pretty in depth. It was like 25 minutes and showed a lot of gameplay. And man, I don't know. That game's looking pretty damn good. I don't know if any of y'all see any of the footage that was shown.
I was watching it a little bit in the background. Dude, the graphics are insane.
Yeah,
I really
it's in like it's not in English, so you got to use like subtitles to understand everything that they're saying. But overall, like just the footage was pretty insane. Shinobi did a big breakdown of a lot of the stuff that they showed. So I can kind of go over that. But what did you think about what you saw from the footage 3-bit?
I thought like something that a lot of games don't get right is foliage. And it's usually on like higher system spec PCs, like GTA 5 or something, that you can see games really take advantage of that. So I don't know, that for some reason stood out to me when I was watching. Like, ooh, this looks kind of nice. It has a lot of different types of grass, and you can see pretty far in the distance. And everything just looks like sharp, if that makes sense. Like everything just seems well rendered, well lit, well textured, all the things. Like visually it's impressive. I remember seeing a while ago, we were sharing in our DMs. I think Jasper shared it actually a while ago, like some rough some rough footage of Stalker 2 about a year or so ago. Like, ooh, like I need a little bit more polish. It seems like it's getting there from that leaked footage that we saw. From then to now, it looks like super good. I love the first Stalker, so to me, like just seeing like how they are building upon those systems, like it's meant to be like this sort of deep game. Like it's not going to be that sort of metro run and gun type game that people are kind of expecting. It is kind of a little bit deeper and how with the mechanics of the RPG mechanics that
That's the
have
thing that
to
I've been interested in seeing is because like I played the first Stalkers like I don't know like 3 years ago whenever this game was announced,
Yeah.
and I was expecting more of that first person shooter Metro thing, but when I got into it, it was completely different. It had like the zones and the health mechanics of eating food and all this stuff, and then you had like the anomalies and like you had to throw like nuts and bolts at them. It was a completely different game than I expected, and I don't know if people have fully grasped that just from the trailers yet. So it's gonna be interesting seeing the reception around it when it actually does come
Yeah,
out.
I hope that doesn't punish the game, because again, so many journalists like to, if they think a game is one way and then they go into the game, they seem to punish games for being different than what they expect. So I really do hope that isn't the case for Stalker, because if you play the original Stalker, it does have some mechanics that a lot of casual players might not like.
It's a little hardcore, right?
It is hardcore. I don't. I haven't finished watching the second one, so I don't know how much from the first game carries over to this one. Um, ooh, Mash. We could go get that. Mash is
Oh,
on
yo,
the
yeah.
train right now.
Hey, Mash gifted us with 10 fun speculation memberships. All aboard the motherfucking speculation train. Here we go. Shout out to Mash. Appreciate the support and everybody here in the chat. You guys rock, and I hope you all are having an amazing night. And choo choo, motherfuckers.
Choo choo, choo choo, choo choo.
But yeah, from
Thanks,
the first
Mash.
Stalker game, and someone in the chat, Brett Bingham said, if you played the original, the foliage is literally supposed to reflect the area surrounding Chernobyl, like the Red Forest. Super cool. Super cool. Like if you guys go ahead and watch the I didn't finish it, but just from the snippets that I saw, because I was working, super impressive, man. I hope that when people finally get the game in their hands, and that first reviewers don't punish it for being deeper than what is they're probably going to expect. They're probably thinking like, oh, it's going to be just like Metro, where you jump in and you just shoot things and you kind of go on this linear story path. It is a little bit of that, but it's not the full picture. Like, there's a reason why this isn't another Metro.
It's
game.
almost like I guess the closest way to describe it would be like Tarkov meets Borderlands.
Yeah, because it's open world. It has like,
But it has regions.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
Metro, right? I mean, people are familiar with the Metro games, but Metro's a little bit more like
Yeah, especially the first two Metros.
Yeah, Mav, I get that comparison. Like the newer Metros are a bit more open world,
Yeah, but
like the newest
I
one.
mean
But
more so in just like the movement and like the realisticness of the environment and stuff like that. You know, the graphics.
yeah, they have a lot of the same team from what I remember from Metro that works on
Yeah, I
Stalker
think
2.
Yeah.
the Metro games were a spin-off actually, because like the teams left and started that
Yeah,
studio
because
and
one team like went to Russia and one team stayed in Ukraine or whatever. Yeah,
right.
I think so, something like that.
So there was like a Metro, and then the original Stalker team is still there, and then now we have Stalker 2. And like it for me, yeah, it's like ultra hardcore or kind of ultra trying to bring some of the realism and stuff, but that's also kind of what makes it unique and special at the same time. You know, like if every game was like Far Cry or like Borderlands or whatever, and fast and fluid and kind of arcadey, then you know it kind of get lumped in with all those like the things that you're talking about. I think are going to be what appeals to that audience about what makes that game special and unique in the first place.
Especially within the last like few years with the extraction shooters taking off and those more hardcore FPS games, I think that it does stand a better chance than if it came out like 5 years ago. But it's still that hardcore genre that I don't know how well casuals are going to jump on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends like how much they change in it. Like Brett Bingham, he said again, the first two games were real hardcore. The third, while the story was was more mainstream FPS. If he plays like the third, I think it'll be received okay. If he's talking about Metro, maybe is he talking about Metro? Because I know Stalker did have like DLC stuff,
He's
but there's only
I
is
think.
that what he's talking about? But
Yeah, there was
anyways,
like a couple expansions to the original Stalker. They're actually all I think available in Game Pass, aren't they? Like or did they just put them for sale? I know they had like the Stalker.
They brought them to
trilogy.
sell, but
Yeah, it was
They brought
like
them to
40
sale, and then
something
they
bucks for all
gave it-
three.
Did they boost like something?
Yeah,
on it?
they updated the games.
Yep.
I can't remember if they hit Game Pass or not, but
No Game Pass.
they should have done a Game Pass on those. It would have made sense with Stalker 2 hitting Game Pass. Just saying, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he said DLC. Yeah. But yeah, hope people really like it. I think it looks dope. Good graphics, a lot more polished than the last time I saw it. I want to fully watch the video to see which mechanics it's kind of added in. Something that Jasper is kind of mentioning. I want to see like what they brought over from the first Stalker, the DLC and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. Excited to check it out.
Fuzzy, are you? Have you seen any of this stuff from Stalker 2 yet? You getting hyped?
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, I watched it with the closed captioning on. I think part of it was in English for a little bit, and then it went completely non-English at that point. Other than some of the gameplay, they had like subtitles in the gameplay, and they were actually speaking English. And as far as the voice actors for the voices in the actual game, but the devs were not speaking English for a majority of the video. But outside of that, visually loved it. I like the fact that the anomalies there's a variety to them, and that you can use those as like last resorts to kind of funnel the enemies towards them, so they get picked up or exploded through them or set on fire and whatnot. I like that there's like different ways of unlocking doors, much like in a lot of games where you have to find maybe a crack in the wall, peek the corner, shoot the lock off type of deal. There's that in there. You can also test to see if like a cave or a building has some of those, I guess, deformed dogs and stuff or rats. I just either throwing a grenade in there or shooting a couple of shots in there and whatnot. But they showed like a mission basically clearing, I guess, some of those detector things or anomaly things in a region. I love the fact that you have a variety of different weapons you can carry with you. And weapons that you may find are varied or wide varied from other weapons that you may either purchase or find or carry yourself, because there's a whole variety of different attachments and different perks and whatnot associated with those weapons. So that variety, I guess that's kind of like what you guys were saying with the Borderlands aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Each weapon is going to be unique enough to the point where you might be favored in that sniper rifle that you have
I would
currently, and then you find one with a different perk.
Borderlands comparison. I was more talking about how Borderlands has the regions and like you find like random side quests in there, just like to take you to another side region, like that kind of stuff. But
Okay. No, but there is still a wide variety of like attachments
yeah,
for the weapon. So having that variety of weapon, I think that's going to be a more of a draw for me in that aspect. But I just like the overall visuals, the environment that you're going through, the fact that you may have to worry about storms and lightning strikes and things like that as well. Whether you have to take cover or clear a place before you can take cover. Um, yeah, it's a I wouldn't say it's a huge improvement from some of the earlier footage, because the earlier footage was just more like quick snapshots, kind of like of either a couple of shots at enemies or a one of those phantom things chasing you down type of deal. But this was a more insight on what you can expect when you go through a certain region or certain zone to clear some things, and some of the stuff that, like you said, some of the side mission stuff that you might stumble across in that same process. So looking forward to it. Glad that they had that deep dive. Hopefully, we still see maybe a deep dive shortly before from Xbox,
Yeah.
like a dev direct kind of thing. But if we don't, this was a substantial one in and itself. Looking forward to this game. Love the fact that that we're still going to get this game this year, considering everything the team has been through and some of the casualties and stuff involved. But yeah, the game was looking great in that deep dive. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have some footage on the screen now from this video that they put out today, and like it just looks gorgeous, and I love the ultra kind of realism aspect to it. Like, it's actually what is getting me most excited for it, because it is unique and different comparatively to kind of what's out there, but like this open ness to it as well, like the exploration. It just looks unique, man. Like it doesn't seem like any other game really out there, and that's what is intriguing me the most. But I have some info from Shinobi, who kind of broke down some of the biggest things from the trailer and translated some of it. So the zone is a huge open world consisting of 20 regions, each with their own residents, architecture, nature, and anomalies. There are almost no barriers in the game, free to explore any location. Built to give the feeling of freedom, loneliness, and anxiety. Nearly 3 hours worth of cutscenes in the game. No leveling system. The teams wanted players to feel progress by gaining better knowledge of the environment, improving reactions, etc. 35 weapons that can be modified with upgrades and attachments. You play as Skiff, a common person with a very complex destiny. He is not a superhero. You have to watch Skiff's status, as he may get hungry or need to sleep. Ignoring them reduces your efficiency. This is some of the kind of the hardcore elements you're talking about that some people might not like or whatever.
yeah.
I remember, like, I hated in Metro having to change your fucking charcoal filters, like that's like, if they had removed that mechanic from the game, I'd have been extremely happy. Far Cry 2 kind of went for a more realistic approach in it, and the one thing I didn't like about Far Cry 2 was the malaria shots. Like, sometimes like they add these certain mechanics to the games, and I'm like, can we just not, please? But
it's like I'm just like remembering like my experience playing the first few games, where it's like there's certain points where you have like one slice of bread left, and you're like, I got a quarter hunger bar. I'm gonna have to find food real soon.
Yeah, do you die though if you don't eat in this, or does it just affect your performance?
I think it like slowly like starved to
Your
death.
health, your health
Right.
starts to go
You
like,
start to see your ribs show and stuff, and like your spine start protruding through your back, and then you start to slowly fade. I don't know what happens, but it says you can become overloaded if you try and carry too much equipment, so you can be encumbered. One quest in a swamp has you turning off psi beacons. Bayan the cat is a powerful mutant that hides in an abandoned church in the swamp, mimicking other stalkers that cry out for help. That sounds pretty creepy. Players will get different stories depending on the choices they make, encouraging multiple playthroughs with different quests and characters. That's pretty badass. Player progression is rewarded through off-the-path exploration and finding new weapons, weapon attachments, items, upgrades, etc. One enemy is a pseudo-dog that creates a pack of other phantom dogs. Killing the pseudo-dog gets rid of the phantoms. Another is the zombie-like controller who raises levels of radiation around the area with each attack. Not all anomalies are harmful. Some can provide soft landings to avoid getting hurt while falling. Lightning strikes can hurt you as well as enemies. Variety of locations. Loners prefer to remain alone or in small groups. The duty are committed to military discipline and order, etc. Factions in the game can sometimes change their leaders or break up. It seems like a pretty fucking dynamic game, man. Like, overall, for an open world game, it seems kind of like, hey, this is going to be kind of unique for everybody's playthrough, which is pretty interesting.
It mentions somewhere at some point in the video where, like, zombies can kind of come at you, and they'll just keep coming up unless you shoot them in the head. It's like little things like that. I thought was pretty unique.
It's rised up my ranks for anticipation from seeing this.
If you have to pick one, what is it?
Pick one what?
For this year. Most anticipated.
Pick one for most anticipated game? Oh man, that's tough, dude. Honestly, Tempest Rising.
Okay.
After playing the demo for that, it's Command and Conquer reincarnated, which is something I've been asking for over a decade. So yeah. After trying that, it's like I think it's number one. That Indiana Jones is right there, and then probably Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 is like. The more I see from it, the more I'm getting excited and that itch to play.
I'm finally playing Call of Duty after many years.
Yeah.
And I'm finally, so like future ones I'm getting more interested in. Like I've been playing Call of Duty for hours, but
right now all I can think about is Madden. So it's like ultimately it's just what I'm going to be in the mood for at the time. Assassin's Creed Shadows is really high on my list.
Did that come out this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Star Wars Outlaws is coming out.
Space Marine 2.
Space Marine 2, yeah, that looks amazing. Also, like, there's a lot of freaking awesome games, man. What Nate Dogg said, did I see your earlier comment about what Mag said right now? What did Mag say? It says, Mag just leaked on Cult Show that Playground's third studio might be working on an aerial combat game. Cool. We'll see what they announce, if they ever announce it. I'll be excited if that's true. Yeah. I don't know what to say other than I hope it'd be cool if it's true. I'm not gonna read too much into it until we see something more concrete. It'd be awesome if Crimson Skies came back. I would say that, but I don't know who owns the IP. If Microsoft still owns the Crimson Skies IP, or if when was it Jordan Wiseman, or what was the Fastest Studios guy that left and took a lot of the it was a big deal at the time.
What?
Yeah, Fastest Studios closed down because they had made Shadowrun, they'd made Crimson Skies, they had made what else did they make? And they made Mech Assault. One of the better studios back in the day for Xbox. And yeah, they shut down. He went on and started something else. I don't know what happened with all the IP. But yeah, it'd be amazing if it was Crimson Skies. That was an amazing game.
Yep. Did you all see, speaking of flight games, where it was like one of the flight sim, I think it was like the main guy of flight sim mode, he's like, yeah, you can just land your plane next to a mountain and walk up a mountain trail.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be in the plane anymore.
Like, but like, I was wondering, like, how's that going to look, right? Because like if you're flying in flight sim now and you get close to the ground in certain areas, you can tell it's like, okay, this is not highly resolution in this area. So maybe it depends on the area you're in. But like to
I don't
have
know,
like
but
a true recreation of the actual ground of Earth 1-to-1 would be absolutely insane. Like go ring
That'd
my
be
fucking
GTA
doorbell.
times 10.
Yeah, imagine like me landing the plane down the street and then me walking. Oh, I'm gonna go ring the doorbell. Oh, my actual fucking doorbell rings. Like what's happening? I don't know.
I did my
Is it
my goal in
me or
Flight
is
Sim is always just to find my house and crash into it. That's always been my goal of Flight Sim.
See in Flight Sim, my neighborhood is still a flat plot of land because the houses aren't here yet.
Maybe they'll
in
update the
Flight
maps.
Sim.
I found my block. It's like a little block.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that was my house.
Yeah. You can see like your cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on Bing. Yeah. Bing's usually out of date, but then they have to like update it within the game. And like certain cities are more like I think what they do is they go and they focus on certain cities one at a time to bring them up to date, and then they have their updates and that. Like Dallas has not been on their high priority list yet. I can tell you from flying around Dallas in the game, it has not been on that list of like true 1-to-1 recreations.
Yeah,
even the city.
I mean, just thinking about it is impressive. Some people in chat are saying like, no way you can walk anywhere. I bet it's set locations.
It's probably the ones that they have in like the set piece places like in Flight Sim where it's like, hey, these are the experiences, right? Maybe those ones, because those were always the ultra high detailed environments. Maybe in those ones you can land and walk around and stuff.
Yeah, if it's
he said up a mountain trail, and usually a lot of the Bing like Street View stuff is in like major cities like New York and stuff like that.
But he said like you can sit on your favorite bench, like your actual favorite bench in real life would be there.
This is sounding like
this sounds like Peter Molyneux. Peter
Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux stuff. I mean, if it's true, it's amazing.
I'm wondering if it's like because of AI now that they could just go in and like Bing Maps takes a while for it to update, but they have updated satellite data, but they don't always post it because some stuff has to be redacted, kind of thing. So maybe they're going to just take the most recent stuff, have AI recreate it, and it's like, oh, that looks like a bench, so it makes a bench, even though it might not be exactly the same bench, but it'll be the same color possibly, kind of thing. Or, oh, you have a red car parked in your driveway? Well, there'll be a red car, probably a whole different make or a nondescript make of that car sitting in your driveway, but it won't be the exact same thing. But I could see them doing that. Some of those handcrafted areas, they're gonna look like you're in GTA, and then some of the other ones will probably look like you're in GTA.
You're 3 GTA 3
in the day. GTA 3. So, you already know that people who are super disingenuous will land in the if you can land everywhere, they'll land in the really bad area. Like, look how bad Flight Sim looks.
You can land anywhere. It's just depending on if it's a crash landing or not.
Yeah,
I love. I mean, one of my favorite streams was still my first Flight Sim stream that came out because like I was almost crashing into buildings and stuff, but I was coming like so close, and like then I was like landed in the ocean and tried to pull a Captain Sully, and so it like you can have a lot of fun in this fucking game. That's why I always like was bothered so much when people are like, oh, it's not a game, right? Like, nobody says that about any other simulation game. Like, oh, it's not a game. Like, my wife's playing, like, Haircut Simulator or whatever. Where she's, like, has, like, a barber shop. Or not a barber shop, a hair salon. And she makes a salon. And she like, does the hair cutting and stuff. And it's, like, simulation style. I was like, oh, it's not a game. Right? Or, like, Power Wash Simulator. Oh, it's not a game. You know? It doesn't count. For anything.
I think those kind of simulators clearly are not trying to be simulators, like whereas like Flight Sim's actually like it could be a simulator.
Right, but like at the same point, but like
but you could still like race and stuff in Flight Sim. Like they added game modes and
but ultimately you play it for your enjoyment and fun.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter like if it's something
because you're not going to like a power wash job and be like, first of all, you have to get on the power wash simulator before you can get this job. It's like
right. like I think it's one of the most impressive things this generation has been Flight Sim. And it, like, if you ask one of my most anticipated things, you can put that right up on the list. This new Flight Sim, it's gonna be like one of those things. Like, I just can't wait to see. I want to try all the different jobs.
Yeah.
Can I does some of the planes kind of fly over? Because I was thinking about jumping into Flight Sim, but I want to fly the Dune vehicle. But wasn't that the first one?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do like the
And
Top Gun Maverick like jet.
I hope
Yeah.
you can somewhat some of the DLC somewhat carries over, or because I was really thinking about
Some
jumping
of the
in.
mods are supposed to carry over. I'm assuming the official Microsoft DLC probably should carry over as well. So you should get the Dune vehicle if licensing permits. Same thing
Yeah.
with the Top Gun. That hopefully carries over as well. It may take buying the premium edition, but we'll see. Because that was one of the things that people were like, I just spent thousands of dollars on
Yeah,
On
it's
Flight Sim,
airplanes
and you
the
said it
same
was going to
game.
be a forever game. And then with Flight Sim 2024, they were like, well, a majority of any purchase DLC should carry over.
Okay.
And the only
Yeah.
exceptions would be if it's not possible for the creator that made the DLC to convert it over. But it's supposed to be a lot of the same code.
Is it gonna like replace the original Flight Sim in the storefront, or is it a whole separate?
I mean, basically all they did is this is Flight Sim 2020, but they gamified it more with the jobs. Like that's pretty much the only difference is they just try to gamify it more, so they're reselling it.
Right.
Yeah. They basically added
So will the
more
old ones
flight
still
modes,
stay in the
more.
store?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's enough of a difference for them to separate it, and so people can experience the original one where it did have some flight modes here and there, but
Yeah.
the new one seems to have like a lot more flight modes, a lot more jobs that you can do. Like there's like fire rescue and things like that. So I feel like they'll make enough of a distinction that probably separate it.
They just need a dogfight mode. That's all they need. Like they have it where you could do the Red Bull races in the previous one, and you can kind of simulate with mods doing like the dogfight stuff, but no actual weapons or anything like that. But
Right.
yeah, that's all they need to have as a mode. Even if it's an add-on, I think that would be huge at that point.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually. Yeah.
Fuzzy, do you want to educate us on the newest Forza Motorsport update news?
They have Road Atlanta has been added back. It's one of those, honestly, it should have been there at launch. It's one of the tracks that IMSA uses for their seasons, but bringing it back is a good step. They're also now with Road Atlanta. I was hoping that they would do the drifting this time around because Road Atlanta does have a drift course. Like just before you get to the start finish line and pit road, there's like a course where they usually have like the drift Formula Drift stuff competitions at that track, but no mention of that. Outside of that, I haven't looked at all the details, but Road Atlanta was like the shining spot for me. I think they're focusing on multi-class races, which you could kind of do now. It's just a matter of I still wish they would copy the one thing from GT7 where you can use cars in your garage to fill the field. Like if you want to do a custom race and let's say you have 30 cars, you can take all of those 30 cars and the paint schemes and the tunes that are on them and race against them. I really wish they would do that, but I think the main focus was just multi-class races where you'll have like the hypercars or the prototypes versus like the GT class cars and things like that. And I'm assuming they've improved the scoring for that, the separation on rolling starts and things along those lines. But I'll have to take a look at further details. But that's the gist of what I got is that they're trying to make it more like Le Mans and IMSA as far as like the rules and the car classes and stuff for racing. So looking forward to it.
Right on, man. Yeah, they keep updating it like every month. There's a big update for Forza. It's evolved a lot. I think they're still missing some of the bigger things that I would have assumed would have been out by now. The game's been out for a while, but it's evolving. I want the like a Forza Motorsport like 2.0 update. You know, just like a big, you know, could them maybe save some of the bigger things that work on behind the scenes and have like a massive update to create more of a excitement behind it and all that kind of stuff. But they're progressing well. I think it's a game that's gonna evolve like month to month over years. So just kind of keep it going. Shout out to Spartan 661, got a solo ticket to the Fun Speculation Choo Choo Train. Welcome, Spartan. Thank you so much for becoming a speculator. Oh wait, hold on, wrong one, wrong button. There we go.
Choo choo, choo choo, ha 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 ha.
And Indiana Jones is obviously up on my list, like I said earlier.
Yeah, that's probably number one for me, currently. So
yeah, dude, I if you asked me like every hour, I could probably tell you a different game is my number one. So I just can't.
It's nice when we have a roadmap for our platform.
Yeah, man, it's nice, you know. Other than that, there was not a whole lot of other news. There was like some GTA stuff that came out today. I don't really know how much of news it is.
yeah, more so rumors, but it's interesting. I mean, I think what it said it was like cost $2 billion to make. And
yeah,
so
that was a little nugget on it. I was looking for the list. We had a list of these things
of the GTA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll repost it. There you go. In our thing.
I don't know who it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this is from GTA 6 Countdown Twitter account. GTA 6 details and leaks in development since 2014. Are they just saying that because it's like the year after GTA
5 release?
GTA 5 release. Anyway, cost $2 billion. Launches in fall 2025. State of Leonida will expand over time. 2 playable protagonists, Jason and Lucia. Coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Coming to PC at a later date. Trailer 2 is expected later this year. I don't know, like, how much of this is legitimate or not. I mean, I know that, like, some of the stuff's already been mentioned or been in leaks in the past or been in things, but the in development since 2014, you can kind of take that loosely. Like, what does that actually mean, right?
That's not accurate.
Yeah,
I know for a fact that it. Let's put it this way: they storyboarded it, but
that GTA Online didn't even launch till like around that time, right? Like,
right.
I mean, it was
2019 was the earliest where they seriously sat down. That was at 2019. So they wasted a lot of time.
What did you say, Jasper? Like GTA?
I think GTA 5 came out in September of 2013, and online launched the next month, like October.
There was like it was a shell of what it was. Was it Heist?
Yeah, I mean,
or it was Heist or something.
Heist, yeah. The Heist mode took like 2 years to come out. It was supposed to be at launch, and it ended up taking like 2 years.
There was so much stuff that they had to finish to complete the like promised experience of GTA 5 for like after launch for a long time. Like that's why the 2014 thing just doesn't seem legitimate to me. Then they did the Xbox One remaster, you know, and a PS4 remaster where they added first person and all that stuff to it. And then they did the other remaster. Like I think it's been in development for a long time in some form or fashion, but what does that really mean, right? And then
meaning they put it on papers like this is our next game.
Yeah, right. And then the other thing was the $2 billion, right? What does that mean? Like really? I
think
don't
Red
know if that's
Dead
believable.
made about $1 billion.
Well, they're saying this game is costing $2 billion to develop.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like Red Dead, the game that they consider not a failure, but that they didn't support so much, almost made $2 billion. So I can't even imagine GTA. I think the first one was the first rumors that came out was potentially $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like it added to that.
Was it 1
Yeah,
billion
But most
seems
of
more almost realistic, but like
but I think that initial 1 billion also accounted for like $500 million in marketing.
right.
Yeah, so I don't know
Let's
how
just throw an
someone added
extra
enough.
$1 billion in
Yeah.
there. It's just $1 billion. I mean,
So if it is 2 billion, let's say the old rumor and this rumor is true. Maybe they added an additional $1 billion to for like the planned content with the online and expanding the islands and stuff like that. Let's just say like they're just combining that within the budget. That could make sense. It depends how big they're trying to make this game. I know this is going to be the game, right? I'm not any way underestimating GTA
Biggest
and
game of all
how.
time is haven't out yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how obsessed they are with detail and with Take-Two, I don't take that for granted. But 2 billion, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So if we're combining the past rumor where it was saying that it was $1 billion, 500,000 something marketing and things like that, then maybe
500
it's
million mark. Yeah.
Yes.
500 million marketing. Then maybe that could be pretty believable because then you have the rest of the budget towards the actual game, and then the other billion, I guess, would be for future content. That's the only way in my head could justify the 2 billion, but it still is a lot. I mean, yeah, I mean, what in the world?
I mean, are they counting inflation now because it's been in development for so long? Apparently.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking that, like,
Maybe.
they're counting what salaries would be that entire time from 2014 up. Like, I just have a hard time believing raw cost is beyond $1 billion. I could see $1 billion and maybe 500 million in advertising, but we know they don't need
$2
that to do
billion.
for
That would be the
advertising.
most expensive entertainment product ever produced. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, not
that-
even. There wouldn't be anything even close.
That means like you put a lot of faith into this game.
Well,
which,
it's
again,
gonna.
I'm sure it's the one game that
Yeah.
could do that. But 2
I
billion
think this
is so
game.
insane.
If the budget
think
was
this
3
game makes
billion,
10
it
billion
would
in the
still be
first couple of months.
profitable. Like it doesn't matter how much they spend, but it's just crazy to see that number. I think it's maybe like projected cost over a long period of time or something like that. Like potentially over a certain amount of years of like support and development and online infrastructure, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's where they're pulling it out from. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah, 'cause it said the 2 billion budget and development year were revealed in a conversation with the hacker who leaked the 90 clips in 2022. According to Jason Schreier, Rockstar plans to add new cities and missions on a regular basis.
So the original budget was $1 billion, but then they're like, "Oh, we got leaked, so we're going to spend $1 billion in a lawsuit."
Yeah.
People.
Or if it was the
sharing
inflation thing, or it was originally $1 billion, but eggs and milk are more expensive now, so we're gonna add another $1 billion.
Yeah,
To
a lot
the-
of eggs and milk.
A
I'm
lot of
telling you,
people to feed.
NFTs in this game.
Yeah.
Have your own NFT house, your own NFT car. your
Well,
own
I'll
NFT
tell you this,
clothing line.
Buzz. If it translates into real money, how much my wife makes in GTA Online now, I'm down for it. Like, turn that investment of time and effort into building this massive empire into some kind of real profit. That'd be great. I think she has like fucking. She's multiple millions now.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's over like 20 million or 100 million or what not, but it's insane.
Someone said in the chat, Star Citizen is up there as far as cost, and it's not finished, still in alpha. I know it's one of the most funded games of all time, Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it in the billion range?
I don't remember,
I don't know.
but I know they have multiple spin-off games too with that now, which is weird because they don't even have the first game made.
Yeah, I don't understand Star Citizen or really
700 million.
what's going
So-
on with it. Like,
Yeah,
It's
I've
a
been
thing
following
that
it a little
exists.
bit. It's first off, their fan base is insane.
But
I will say
how
that.
many people play it? Is it a lot?
Yeah, enough
I mean
that they're making 700 million.
comparatively to like other big games. I'm curious about like because I don't ever hear anybody talking about it.
It's like a loyal, closed off community, and like I've been in the Star Citizen circles, so I see the fans. They just it's like it's too late. It's too far to not believe in this game. So
I'm
they
just
will
an
fund the heck.
fucking spaceship in a video game. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I said I'm not paying for fucking insurance on a spaceship in a video game.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Right. Well, we pay for insurance in the cars on GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
$12 of GTA money. This is like $100 real dollars.
Yeah, there's ships that literally cost thousands of
So
dollars.
speaking-
So that's
Speaking of space and vehicles, did y'all see the supposed leaked footage of the land vehicle in Starfield?
Yep.
I'm
Not
wondering
bad.
if that was a mod or if that's supposedly the actual one.
Don't know.
Does it seem awfully floaty
Yeah, that was
in
my
a
thought.
weird way? Like I can see if it had like a low gravity planet, but at points it looked like it was low gravity, and then at other points it looked like it was regular gravity.
It looked like
kinda
they were
or-
driving fast over rocks and shit and just like so I saw some people talking about it like, oh, this is cool, but only if it was populated environments and stuff. And I'm like, the reason I want a vehicle in Starfield is to travel from those like if you're on a planet and you're scanning and you see like points of interest, right? Like abandoned mine, right? Or abandoned outpost or anomaly or whatever, right? And they're far apart. Getting in the vehicle and making it a shorter travel time to the different places is why I want a vehicle. But I saw some people have been like, this is only going to be cool if we can travel the vehicles in like populated environments and stuff. And I'm like, there needs to be more populated environments to enjoy the vehicles. I'm like, that's not why I want a vehicle. I want a vehicle so I can not, if I don't feel like hopping or space jumping, like, with the low gravity or using my jetpack or whatever, you can use your space cart to get around or whatever, right? So anyway, I thought what it looked like seemed feasible enough. I think it would work. I kind of wanted a little scooter, like a Razor scooter. You could have on your back.
Oh no, not like a mall cop scooter.
Well, I mean, kind of like a Paul Blart. Yeah, kind of like a Paul Blart scooter, but more of like it looked like a Razor scooter, but it'd be like motorized, So you could just like have it on your backpack. You could take it out, unfold it, and it looked like this.
See, then it's going to be, but what that would end up being is like a perk where it's like you can either get a jetpack or a scooter. You can't have both.
What if you could have a jetpack with your scooter and you could go off jumps and then activate your jetpack while holding the scooter?
People make a whole skate park on the
yeah.
Dude, you're talking about a whole nother world of opportunities here, right?
Yeah.
I still vote for them to add the fucking scooter.
I just can't take it seriously. Like someone's trying to fight you and you're like, see you later, suckers. And then you just
yeah, no, exactly, dude.
I can't take that seriously.
Well, I just imagine leaning in around the little bumps and stuff and like the going around. Because like if you were on those planets, there's like big ass plants and like there's
you gotta hover, right?
There's like the liquid stuff you have to like the crater things with the liquid in it, and then there's like the gas vents and you're gonna be like in the go-kart just fucking like going like this like crazy all the time, man. I think it'd be easy to maneuver in a narrow scooter,
Yeah. It has to have some sci-fi-ness to it. I'm sure they'll make it like if they did a scooter, it would hover.
Or what if they gave us Buzz Lightyear wings?
Just fly around.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
To infinity and beyond, motherfuckers.
Well, the main thing for Starfield, if we're talking about transportation, the main reason why they seem to restrict the travel outside of vehicles is so you can really explore. Like they did the same thing with like some of their other games, like Fallout.
Yeah.
They basically like, oh, all cars just don't work for some reason. Well, where they kind of changed it in Skyrim, we can ride a horse, but for the most part, they still really much, very much encourage you to walk around. So I do wonder how well it is implemented into Starfield, because just me having the jetpack and stuff like that, it did force me to just kind of walk around and look in different crevices and things like that. Having a car, yeah, I guess having a car will be nice for like scanning and things like that for sure. But
I'm wondering if it's going to be more like you have a garage bay like you can put on your ship now. So like whenever you land, your door will like lower, and you just like drive your Jeep out of the spaceship.
Yeah.
oh wait,
Be cool.
What about like space tanks? That'd be pretty cool.
space tanks.
And you're gonna
Yeah.
need those for some of the mechs that they'll eventually have in the game.
Yeah,
as well.
the mechs, that'll be cool too. Eventually, we'll have those, right?
Talking about divers now.
Huh?
Are we divers now? Space tanks and mechs.
Well, they have like the abandoned mechs that they
Yeah.
swore in some sort of treaty that they would never use because of
mhm.
Yeah, the
you know,
war, or whatever.
violent crimes and
But we're
whatnot,
going
or-
to Varun, which
crimes.
is like nobody knows what's there, right?
Yeah.
So maybe like they stole some of the mechs and shit. I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
I want to know
Yeah.
if like House Varun, if they actually have like actual, like, you know, they worship the serpent gods and the snake gods and whatever, or the great space serpent or whatever the fuck they call it. What if there's like actual giant snakes that we can ride through space?
That sounds like a Metallica album cover.
Space snakes.
Yeah.
Just
I
as
need
long
like
as you
a
take
rainbow.
whatever
or-
drug that is in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I can't wait
Well,
to see
they,
everything
that
they
was
do with
the
Starfield. It's gonna be
most
amazing.
missed opportunity in Starfield is that drug that you take. It doesn't really do much. Makes you a little blurry for a second. I was hoping. I don't know.
What drug?
Like in GTA 5. There's like a drug you take in Starfield
Oh,
where they make a
Aurora?
mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
okay.
all about Aurora. I manufacture it at some of my plants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot you were Breaking Bad spaceman.
Well, if you take too
Yeah,
much of
okay.
it, you wind up getting addicted to it.
Yeah,
and
it's highly
it
addictive.
makes
really?
you. Yeah, it either kills your momentum or kills your stamina or something along those lines. Like I had to figure out how to make a cure to cure my addiction, so that way I wouldn't take more damage from firefights or falls and things like that. Because I was breaking bones more
You're
often.
one of my loyal customers. I mean, that's the best thing about Aurora is how addictive it is. It's good for business.
Never use those drugs in Fallout or Skyrim or anything. I'm not dealing with addiction.
Right. It's fine. It's worth it. It's worth it, man. You know, just get that little bit of help
little
when you
vibe.
need it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like bulletproof for a few seconds, and
Just
your
get that
weapon
little
shoots
pick-me-up.
faster, and time moves slower. Like
Yeah.
you're unstoppable.
I'll
for
give you
that
a
period of
tour
time.
of my facilities, see how clean it is, and you know, see it. It's well made stuff. If you're worried about it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's high quality. It's like 98% pure.
All right, Mr. White.
The other two
Yeah, I think overall, like Starfield, that's the one that we don't talk about that much too. Like that's another huge thing coming out this year is the Shattered Space expansion. And like you could put that up there as number one for me too. I'm fucking really excited to play it. Like, more story and stuff for that. Like I finally finished my playthrough of Starfield to kind of just make sure I could see everything that happened, right? But I'm going to continue that, and with this new whatever you call it, when you go into the new version of your world or whatever, and I'm going to carry through that and continue with my enterprises.
I reloaded the old save just before. Like I did the ending, and then I reloaded my old save just before the ending because I didn't want to have to restart everything over again.
It doesn't seem like it's too like.
Yeah, you just have to do the main campaign over again, which
yeah,
like, whatever.
But there's some shortcuts to it. Like you can approach it differently and
Yeah.
tear through it a lot faster.
I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. There's already tons of mods for Starfield too. There's going to be more and more and more. All right, guys. Well, I think that covers all the kind of big stuff that's happened. There's really nothing else. I mean, D23 Fortnite had their thing where they revealed some Disney shit coming to Fortnite. You know, I gotta say, okay, first off, so I happened to go downstairs, and my daughter launched Fortnite to see what this event was, and it was for the D23 thing. They were going to announce the amazing stuff for Disney and Fortnite and stuff, and it was only available like to watch through Fortnite, so she was excited, and it was starting at 10:30 or whatever at night, our time, 11:30 Eastern. But then, like, they said, oh, we're delayed slightly. It ended up being, like, delayed, like, 35 minutes within Fortnite. But that's the only way you could watch it, too, from what I understand. So, like, they really kind of forced people to wait 35 minutes, like, for mostly kids at, like, 11:30 at night, going into midnight Eastern time, past midnight, before they revealed this stuff. And it was just ultimately just skins. And then they had Doctor Doom again for the new season.
That Cyclops skin.
Yeah. Oh, some of the skins look great. I'm not detracting away. Some of the skins look great, but like they made it seem like it's gonna be this huge big thing, and it just kind of was just, hey, there's
no Travis Scott or Drake or something.
Yeah, it was like delayed at 35 minutes, and then the whole presentation sucked ass because like everybody, like you're in this group thing and everybody keeps hitting the cheer button, so you can't even hear what they're fucking saying because you can just hear like fake cheering the whole time. And you hear people going around in hang gliders and stuff, and you're just trying to see what they're saying. It's like, oh, a skin. That's
what's keeping me.
Cool.
I mean,
there was
I
went back like. I was hopped on Fortnite randomly. I was like, what the hell is the D23 thing in Fortnite? So I clicked on it, and you could like go full screen with it, and like you wouldn't have to worry about all the people fucking flying around and punching you in the face.
Yeah, but you can still hear the cheering and hear the gliders. That I don't care about. Like we had made it full screen too, but it was the sound. Maybe our room was glitched or something, but it was just like constant cheering and gliders. That's all you could hear.
I was the only one in the room, so I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and the banana Wolverine. Yeah, they didn't need to make a banana Wolverine. They don't need to make everything into a banana. I saw that too, Jax.
I didn't see that.
But yeah,
the skins are one of the reasons why I keep coming back to Fortnite. Like, I came back to play with you guys actually because there was like a Mandalorian one. I was like, ooh, I gotta get that. Played it for like 2 seconds, then I stopped playing it. Yeah, maybe that's why they get people like me.
It's fun every time I dive back into play. I would say some of the new mechanics they have, some of them are a little OP. Like they have like abilities that you acquire in the game, and only a few people get it. Like right now, they have Magneto's gloves, so you can like have Magneto gloves, and you can like make magnet balls and throw them at people, or like metal balls and explosions. And if you get that, like you're just fucking have the best chance of winning over anybody else. So like some things are OP. They have another one that's like these like Fist of Fury or whatever, and you can like zoom around and like punch and stuff, and it's like when only a few people in the entire match can get access to something, it kind of throws the scales off balance, because if a good player gets that, pretty much it's over for everybody else. So anyway, I think they need to balance it a little bit better, but it's still fun. All right, everybody, we got one more segment here. Are you back, Psycho? You said you would be right back like 30 minutes ago, but don't know if you're here or not. I guess not. Anyway, let's get into the last segment here of Fun Speculation Podcast. It's called All right, everybody. This is Tidbits, the segment where we look ahead at the games releasing for the week, and a pretty decent week this week. Not the crazy best, but there's one game I'm super excited for that I get to play thanks to awesome community member Brandon Martin. Appreciate you again, bro. Let's see, what do we got here this week, guys?
We got
Elrentro's Wanderings for Switch and PC coming this Thursday for $31.99. Now it's $31.99 on Nintendo's eStore. It's still $39.99 on Steam. This trailer is a little bit longer, so we might skip through it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, what game is this? DuckDuckGo? It looks awesome.
This looks like a Psycho game.
Elrentro's Wanderings.
I don't know what to think about it.
El Rentaros Wandering Switch and PC $31.99 Thursday, August 15th.
I see, like,
To some gameplay.
is this for like? This is for the Switch
And PC. Yeah, Switch and PC. I mean, it doesn't look bad.
I just can't.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find a English translation version. Only the developer had a video for it. Nintendo hasn't posted a video for it just yet.
No, this is not a 3-bit game, Nate. Though. Gotta know what a 3-bit game is.
Yeah, coffee talks.
Yeah, the coffee talks. This does look interesting though. Like I was trying to put my hand on like what kind of game it is, but it seems to have like boss battles.
Fucking school.
I
God
know,
damn it.
man. Why does every JRPG you spend like 75% of your time in fucking school?
I know. Persona's like guilty of that.
Yeah, Persona is great. I love Persona though.
I mean, isn't like 90% of every anime like have something to do with school? Like,
Yeah.
it's just Japan.
Yeah. High School of the Dead.
Well, because they are in school for what, 18 years straight?
Yeah,
I mean-
their age.
So are we, pretty much.
No, we have summer vacations and shit.
Alright, this next one is kind of an oldie but goodie that's now coming to next gen. Hunt Showdown. It gets its official PS5 and Series
finally.
S and X.
Yeah. But didn't they remove access from last gen? Like, from what I remember, they shut down the last gen for a while, and this is coming out. So it's like, if you don't upgrade to next gen consoles, you lose everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scummy. But still, I was waiting for a freaking next gen version. Like
I thought
just
it was
want
just
the
they weren't
crap.
going to support the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version anymore.
No, I think
Did they actually
It
like close it?
started off
I'm not
as from
sure.
April until a certain period, and then I think like come the 15th is when it's like the hard cutoff. But they at least gave you like a 6-month notice.
it's crazy. It's
This
still
game-
crazy for me for them to do that, but it is what it is.
Alright, this one is I Am Your Beast. Only coming to PC this Thursday for $19.99.
This looks cool, man.
Yeah.
He just John Wicked them.
It kind of looks like, it reminds me of that game Super Hot or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta look up that game is 60 frames because that was thinking the Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
Be careful what you
I
wish
bought
for. I'm
like the
beast.
gold edition on Xbox. It was on sale for like $15 and never played it.
Yeah, I couldn't play because that performance was just so bad that I was like, it's not worth it for me to play this right now.
Kenna.
Alright, Kenna, The Bridge of Spirits is finally coming to Xbox One, Series X, and Series S. I don't think it came to PS4. If I remember, I thought it
No,
was just a
PS5.
PS5 titles.
Only PS5.
So Xbox gets it on the One and the Series X and S for $31.99.
No,
For
I take
pre-order.
that back. It was on PS4. I take that back.
Okay.
Yeah. It was on PS4.
Right. This is a 3-bit game, although
this is a 3-bit
we
game.
talked about it like a couple weeks ago. It's finally coming to Switch. Magical Delicacy. This Thursday for $24.99 on Switch.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
already on other platforms like PC.
I'm pretty sure the
and-
last time I was on, this trailer played. So
Yeah.
I can see it twice. Let's go.
Befriend the townsfolk. Your simple ways fascinate me. What's it gonna be this time? You're a witch, after all.
Is that what they sound?
La-di-da,
She
la-la.
has breasts.
Okay, interesting.
Psycho's like, I gotta play this now.
Anybody want some mixed salad? Don't worry, I'll order from
Is
you
that a
again.
camel toe?
Oh my god.
Adelaide.
Oh, sorry.
It's on Game Pass.
Game
I
Pass.
was thinking about trying that out.
It's looks good. Oh, I'm gonna
Now,
mute
this is
this
the big
'cause
one
it'll
for
be-
this week. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely mute.
Mute that.
All right.
Here's
Madden
that boom
20
tech.
Yeah. And Madden NFL 25. 2024, because there was a Madden 25
Like,
before.
People I trust are telling me this is the best Madden in a decade.
Yeah.
So
Now it's
They actually
next
trying
gen
to-
isn't every Madden the best Madden of the decade?
No, this
When it
is
comes
not
out?
next gen
In a-
only.
It's supposed
no,
to
this
No.
one's on Xbox One.
Madden, yeah, it's on One and PS4. There's pre-orders for it.
be.
Yep.
Why are they doing that? Oh my god! But it's coming out this Thursday. If you have EA Play, it's $62.99. Otherwise, it's $69.99. But yeah,
Oh.
finally,
Yeah, it has
hopefully it will
boom
be better than
tech.
NCAA.
I've been having a lot of fun with college football, and I really been looking forward to Madden. So I think Madden's one of those games. Like, okay, if we were to have had college football every year, people would be saying, "Oh, this college football 25 didn't reiterate; they didn't do anything differently or whatever," right? But it just was away for a long time, and so it felt really fresh. Madden doesn't have that luxury because they do the yearly release. But if you take, I think, like a 10-year-old Madden and compare it to what we have coming out this year, I think you'd see a dramatic difference. You know what I mean? But I think this one seems, from everything I've seen so far on it, and I'm going to get to play it tonight, so I'm really fucking excited. Everything I've seen so far, it seems like they've, from year to year, have had the biggest leap in a while. So I think they're still putting them out on last gen just because they can. Just like Call of Duty and these other games, like there's no reason, like gameplay wise, or any reason why they can't develop these games for last gen. So as long as there's still a shit ton of players on these last gen consoles, they're going to do that. I think the difference for College Football 25 was it was just a smaller team, smaller budget, getting this kind of testing the waters again, seeing what they can do, and creating it kind of from scratch again, kind of had them develop for only those consoles, so they were less restricted maybe. Whereas like on these other games, they already have the groundwork for all these other consoles. They just kind of improve it every year, right? So, but yeah, I'm excited to give it a go. I'll give you all my thoughts on Thursday and Friday once I get to play it.
What's interesting about it is, like, because for years, what I've been wanting out of EA is honestly to not just reiterate what they do every year or take away features and then put it in other ones, or just to really just try. And they're in an interesting situation now that they are competing against themselves. So it's almost like they have to try better this year. with at least having college football. So now you have college football and then Madden. So in a way they're competing, but now they're competing against themselves. So maybe that incentivized them to try a little bit more this year and have some cool features in there. But yeah, I haven't looked at too many things for Madden 25, but I've been hearing a lot from college, so I've been more obliged to try out college football after almost 6-7 years of missing out on Madden. So
Yeah,
doing something right. Yeah, it's cool.
Well, yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited to play it. I'm gonna play Ultimate Team and try the franchise mode and all that kind of stuff, and maybe the career mode. What I still don't know is if I can bring Ken Bardu's career and make it go into the career on Madden. I need to test that out. I haven't even looked into if that feature is possible yet. But even if
I think
not,
that was the one thing people saying that was missing in college football is like you have your career player and then you can move on to Madden. Like that would be really cool.
yeah, even if not, I'm just gonna recreate Bardu as a rookie. So
Yeah.
I'll make it happen one way or the other. But it'd be nice if it just happened automatically, so all of his stats and everything kind of went over, right? But guys, this was fun. This was good. This was like the full FSP panel, man. This is crazy. When was the last time this happened?
Month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah, like a month ago.
Oh, okay. Wasn't that long ago then, I guess.
No.
Anyway, yeah, it was
I
great.
don't know if 3-bit was on that episode. Maybe not.
Yeah, somebody was probably missing. But yeah, this was fun, guys. Thanks for everybody for being here. Chat, you guys rock. Appreciate the support from everybody in this community for everything we do. If you do like the content, hit the like button, share it out, notification bell, sub, all that kind of stuff. Greatly helps us grow. Audio listeners, appreciate you as well. Leave a review on your favorite audio platform. It also helps people find us. But yeah, guys, let's get everybody out of here. Jasper joining us from Spaceland. Thanks again, bro. And tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Yo. You can check it out at Lord Jasper, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'm just at Space Camp doing spacey things. And I don't know when I'll be able to jump back in, but it's always fun doing it with the family. So that's kind of where I'm at and what I do.
Yeah, it's always a nice surprise when we see Jasper's icon pop up in here. We see the Starship Enterprise. Like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, thanks, Jasper. Psycho joining us from another late night of work after, and thanks for being here whenever you can, man. But appreciate you. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Chat, thank you for coming out tonight. Great to see everybody being able to come onto the show tonight. And I think it's been a while because the last time we had Jasper, 3-bit wasn't here. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. So chat, thank you for coming out. And you can find me everywhere on social media, on X. And yeah, that's about it. I'm working, so I'm not doing too much on podcasting nowadays, but we'll see if I have any free time in the near future. Maybe I'll do something, maybe a stream, but we'll see. But thank you, and y'all have a great night.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you have your PC. You have your PC now, man. So I expect to see all this crazy Psychonauts content coming.
What?
Yeah, he got a PC, Jasper. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. I got a what is it? An i7 12007. What is it? 12,000? It was the 12K with a 6600 GPU. Not something that's a beast, but it's better than what I had. So
it's a working computer.
Exactly.
I'll get you by it for a long time, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I'm super happy that you got that still. So yeah, but yeah, it's definitely good for content creation, also, man. Like, when I hear Psycho streams where he talks about Camel Toe and all the characters, that's
exactly. But I've looked at all the specs on some of these games, man, and I fall into the recommended settings. So excited for that. Maybe have to beef up the GPU here in a year or so, maybe going to 6,900, or maybe same fucking getting 8,000 or NVIDIA. Who knows? But yeah, fantastic.
Right on. Fuzzy Belvedere, thanks for being here as always, man. And tell everybody where they can find your rambles and rants.
Always awesome being here with the family. Glad to have everybody here tonight. Thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Greatly appreciate it. As Mav said, if you want to hear my rambles and rants on anything gaming related, just follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. You can also find me on Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday morning. Xbox Ultimate, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday evening. In between there, you'll have Fright Night with Ferocious Fee on her channel for horror fans out there. Saturday, Shop Podcast will be back with me, Pong, and PTK Blam. We have, I believe, Mav, and we're also going to have K Mega, I believe, that night as well as special guests. And then me and 3-Bit will be on Pixelated Echoes on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Thanks again.
Appreciate you, Fuzz, as well. And the one and only 3-Bit. Tell everybody where they can find you and your random Deadpool dance videos.
Everyone can find me on Twitter. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys had great conversations. Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at i3bit, where I've been posting a lot of random animations lately, because I'm working on some side projects, and sometimes I like to just make sure those skills are still there. So Pixelated Echoes Sunday, like Fuzzy was saying, 8. It's gonna be a great show. There's also a thing I am a video I said earlier in the show where I'm working on with the wifey, where we are playing some Game Pass games, and we recorded the episode, just gotta edit it and some other things. So look out for that. Other than that, yeah, I've been in work mode. So just look out for different stuff. Look out for Kate in Auto Trader commercial, Easter egg, stuff like that. Other than that, not much, man. It's a pleasure being on the show with Jasper and Psycho. I mean, I don't always get to podcast with these two, so always a pleasure getting to podcast with the brothers. And I will see you guys on the next show. Bye, y'all.
All right. Thanks, 3-Bit, and everybody appreciate you as well. Like I said, and I will be actually on the Shop podcast on Saturday as well. PTK's return of the Shop has been a little while, but he's bringing it back. And then on Friday, before Xbox Ultimate, I'm going to be hanging out with Ferocious Fee and Fuzzy over on their horror podcast on Ferocious Fee's channel, his wife, which is going to be a blast. I got to watch this Dog Soldiers movie. Never heard of it before, so I'm excited to find out what the hell it is and check it out. But gonna do that, and yeah, we'll have PM in the PM Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, like usual, and then Xbox Ultimate 10 p.m. Eastern time on Friday night, as usual. And yeah, see us there. You guys rock. Have a good night. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah.